my bull case for Bittensor and why I am especially bullish on industrial applications, which should take the chain, honestly, to the next level, right? If only subnets are using subnets, that's all right, but we will grow when the world uses subnets. So that's what this presentation's about. And thanks for being here, guys. I know it's hot, but we have a good one. Oh, I went too far. Here we go. So this is how tech is built today. The first principle to my bull case for Bittensor is it changes how businesses align people towards the goals that the business has. One of those structural changes is your team, but mainly the path you take. So this is building tech the wrong way. This is for yesterday when we need to be building for tomorrow. I could go through all these steps, but it's quite simple. You find a co-founder or you start a project. You look for early investors. You then find those early investors. You build a product, get more money from investors. You scale up a team. It's like this never-ending cycle of always needing more capital. And you're also having to manually scale up a team and manually align people towards a vision. But Bittensor changes this at a fundamental level. So let's talk about that. Why is it important to be building on Bittensor? The second reason, other than having a business built for tomorrow, is the fact that you are, one, building AI, and AI is the new operating system of the world. We're going from apps to AI. You'll have one source. Come along. We'll have one source of inference, and that inference will then direct you to where you need to go. So in this case, the pain I want to point out is that centralized AI might be cheap today, but it's because tons of money is flooding into the system, and every company is losing money, and they're losing money to land grab. Whereas decentralized AI, which is essentially the backbone of Bittensor, has positioned itself to only get better. It's at par with SOTA models, but building with decentralized AI gives you inherent profitability from day one. It also enables an always-on environment. And I'll talk about the benefits, but just understand that if you're a company, would you rather have less revenue and more profit, or would you rather have something that you can't sustain? And I would choose having something I could profit from and provide that value to my investors. So we're continuing on the path of how corporate structures have been built and leveraged in the past. We have executives, managers, and staff. You can't get around the fact that you need quality to be controlled. You need executives to share a vision, and you need staff to make that possible. And Bittensor allows this. And if we look over here, we have that in Bittensor. We have staff, those are your miners. We have managers, quality control, which is your validators, and then the executives, and that can be seen as the subnet owners. And what excites me most about this is that now, if you remember from the first slide, you have to go scale up a team. On Bittensor, you have an entire team of global AI engineering talent on day one, or really any talent you want. You set the incentive mechanism, and they show up, and they provide value. And validators are also built in to your business model. So the end result, if you're a builder, is you get something that's better. It's always on. You're innovating through permissionless competition. It's faster. You don't have to go out and hire a huge team. You don't have to go out and spend money and time raising money. And it's also cheaper, right? Putting the two together, you basically have something where you're stacking on top of already subsidized AI tech. And this is like the Bittensor trifecta of what got me to say, I need to be building on Bittensor, but it's also the reason why people should be investing much more of their portfolios into Bittensor. There will only be better technologies, and it's only compounding as we continue to grow. All right. So kind of going into what Jake said and had on his top 10 list, and also Charles, what you had on your different types of subnets. I see, and this is the title of the slide, in the on-chain world, Bittensor is a nation. So pick a nation. This nation has states. And how I see Bittensor playing into this equation is you have the country of Bittensor. That country is built up of resources. So you have the steel, the concrete, you have the camera system, you have all of these types of primitives that are needed to build up a beneficial society. And that is the top layer. This is the primitive layer. These are your models. This is the compute. These are the data processing and storage and collection subnets. You can't really get far if you don't have these positive ingredients that are built in a positive manner, which we just talked about. And then the next step is, okay, who's using those primitives? And those are industry-specific subnets. This is why I chose to build a real estate-oriented subnet. And it's because I can have the best ingredients possible for a business. Not only is the structure great, but at the industrial level, we have software engineering through Ridges. We have real estate through Resi. We have quant, tons of them, quant and signal based subnets. And I see these all as the different states within the nation of Bittensor. And the list goes on, right? Robotics, drones, medical, media. All of these primitives are needed to drive demand to Bittensor for real world applications. We won't get far if Bittensor doesn't make it to the real world. And I think that this industrial infrastructure for projects to be built on top of will take us there. And then the last is the DeFi layer. This is like you could think about interstate travel and also global exports and imports through the DeFi layer. So we have a bridge, DEX, perp, prediction markets, liquid staking. Not all of these are subnets, but they are essential to allowing Bittensor to flourish. So yeah, that is the breakdown, the metaphor I like to give when explaining Bittensor and why it's so important to have industrial infrastructure on the network. So let's talk about the primitive layer. These are the bones of Bittensor. You have inference from shoots. You have model training from Affine, IOTA, Templar. These are decentralized permissionless training runs for specific models. And they fit very different use cases as well. Some are more similar than others. You have compute. And then if we go over here, we have data. So Talisman just partnered with Data Universe to collect data for their mining and also, I'm assuming, for validation. And then you have Hippias, which allows us to store data. So these are the ingredients of how the industrial layer of Bittensor is being built. And the inherent advantage is that these are all subsidized and decentralized through Bittensor. So by building with them, you always stay on and you continue innovating. Let's go through an example of an industrial layer application. I can speak to mine best because I own it, but let's start from the bottom up. So my theory is that subnets are the sum of the subnet or sub-subnets and the intelligence they produce, right? It's pretty basic, and I think many people will agree with me on that. In our case, in real estate, we're building intelligence in the form of appraisals, inspections, title, legal. There are many more, like underwriting, and finding who wants to sell their house. But these are the main ones that have the most impact. And the end result, I think I was just blocking it for everybody, is an API. We are industrial layer on Bittensor, but that means that people can build on top of us. If we want to be, if we want to scale fast, if we want to grow as fast as possible, not only do we want to have the layer of abstraction and growth and push that onto our miners for innovation, push that on our validators to have quality control, but we want to give an API that builders can build on top of. And I see this as the case, and hope that I can push this onto some other subnets for the rest of the industrial layer. I don't know why, but subnets have gotten it into their mind that they need to be productizing They need to be building the incentive mechanism. They need to be doing all the marketing. And that is a one-to-many approach to growth. When our thesis is that we want to do a one-to-many to more. If we give our technology to builders, they will go build the AI appraisal company. Let's go give it to an appraisal company. They will go, an inspection company can take our inspections. A company that does title like Proppy, they can use our technology and take us further because they have 5-6 years of experience and distribution in the space. So considering the fact that you have a built-in advantage on every front, human resources, innovation, capital, access to capital and capital management, there's no better place to build than Bittensor. This is why I put all of my money into it, either Tau or my own subnet. And there's a few ways that you can get involved. Many people, hopefully here, I see a lot of involved people already. But for those who are not, you can go to Bitstarter. This is like if Shark Tank and Kickstarter had a baby and that baby only ate, Bittensor soup. Like, you just love Bittensor. That's Bitstarter. So you compete and you go in front of judges, and if they like your idea, more people will invest. And if you hit a critical mass of investment, you can buy a subnet. Embryon, this is subnet 25. This is, I don't even know who's making money here, to be honest. But they're just giving away a subnet. I mean, hopefully somebody can answer this question for me afterwards, but it's literally Kickstarter or Bitstarter, but it's one competition for one subnet slot, and you get like 400 grand worth of alpha tokens. Thank you, Keith. So that's Embryon. And then applications. I have a lot of friends who've been building. I've been in the startup space for a while now. And everyone who comes up to me, they're like, oh my God, should I build a subnet? And like, they're just demoralized when I tell them no. You probably shouldn't build a subnet. Like, chances are, and I don't know why more people aren't doing this now, you should build an application that uses a subnet. You should go build tokenized lending on Resi as we push that out. You should go build an appraisal company. You should go ask Shaq from Ridges if you can build a specific application and build a subnet on Ridges to do front-end design or front-end engineering. So my call to arms on this application side of things is go build on these subnets. Go build a Dropbox on Hippias or whatever application you can come up with. Thank you. I hope that, yeah. I wonder if anybody has any questions.
So on your subnet, you want to be this layer that handles real estate transactions.
Yes, the goal is to have end-to-end infrastructure so that a brokerage can use it, a fractionalized property platform can use it, and we can have, how do you replace the MLS is the question that we are answering. And the way you do that is by pushing the entire transaction on chain, by making it provable and permissionless.
So the miners on your network are doing what?
So for now, we're focused on the appraisal side of things. So for appraisal, this is like a prediction subnet in our first version. Then we move to a model competition. So predict using your own model. And then to make it even better, we say it's a model plus an agent, right? Make your own model and then make an agent that can be dynamic with that model. And that's our goal. For inspection, we're basically using Score. So using Score with custom instructions, this is a computer vision subnet. That is what we're doing. And it goes on and on and on. So yeah, that is the goal of Resi specifically. But I have a talk, I think it's downstairs at 2:40-ish. You should come. Any other questions? All right, thank you, everybody.